Hey YouTube, this is Ben Gessel. How's it going? This is kind of a part 2 type video here. In the last one I was kind of going over animal proteins. All these guys right here. The eggs, the chicken, all this stuff. I probably didn't mention how much I have of this stuff in particular, but I mentioned that I do have a fair bit of eggs these days, as well as chicken. I do eat salmon, but maybe not as often as these two. So in addition to eggs and chicken, probably the next most commonly consumed proteins would be, of all these guys, probably be beef and pork. And in pork, it varies. Sometimes it's in the form of this mild Italian sausage, sometimes the bratwurst, sometimes bacon. But both the pork and beef are not as commonly consumed as the chicken. But I also get a fair bit of fish in there. And then some. Anyway, so we're going to talk now. These are all kind of more fuel foods. These are the most calorie dense foods that I tend to eat. And so these are going to be plant foods these times. Of course, as you can probably guess, avocado, olive, nuts, seeds in this list for this video. And after this video, of course, we're going to do all the other plant foods that are. Eventually, we're going to get to the less calorie dense stuff. But actually, let me rephrase that. The next one after this one's going to be vegetables. So definitely a lot less calories per serving of vegetables. But anyway, I think we're going more for the fats and the proteins first off, and then the carbs later, kind of thing. So I do consume a teensy bit of ghee butter. Really, in all honesty, I have a lot more olive oil than I do ghee butter, but I do have a little bit of ghee butter. And usually with Himalayan pink salt, it's anyone's guess still how much nutrients are actually in that Himalayan pink salt. It's said that there's a lot of trace minerals. I'm still of the belief that that's the case, but one can never really tell. In some respects, I wonder sometimes it's marketing, but I'm assuming that there's some trace minerals in that Himalayan pink salt. Anyway, so it's extremely filling. Extremely filling. A little bit goes a long way. It's very durable. You don't even have to refrigerate it. It's readily available in a lot of places. But ghee butter it's just all saturated fat, basically. But a little bit of vitamin A, as well as teensy bits of vitamin E and vitamin K, as well as butyric acid, which is it helps you your digestive health. So if you have ghee butter with like vegetables and stuff, it will help your body absorb all the fat soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. I think are the fat soluble vitamins. Anyway, so with the extra virgin first cold pressed olive oil from one country of origin, right? Of course, it's extremely filling, it's durable, it's very, very readily available. And of course, olive oil is my main cooking oil. It has oleic acid, oleocanthal, it fights inflammation. Avocado, with regard to avocado and guacamole, it's kind of off and on. I try to get some of it in my system. I don't have a ton of it. I think I probably have more than many Americans, but not as many as some. But, so like an avocado, like the equivalent of at least one avocado every week or two at least. Something in that ballpark. It's, of course, healthy. Avocados taste okay. Kind of in the middle price-wise. They are readily available, of course. But the thing about avocados is that they're often spotty or discolored, or they just very tricky to when is it ripe, and if it can be very easily could become overripe, Yeah, just anyway. Guacamole is a lot more reliable than avocado in terms of it lasting longer. It's also better tasting than avocado, but it's more expensive, of course. But you get consistent quality with the guacamole. And the only thing about guacamole is you want to avoid the Trader Joe's guacamoles. They're not very good. And avocado, of course, not less durable. Anyway, avocado has pantothenic acid at 42%, fiber at 36%, vitamin K 35%, copper 31%, folate at 30%. It also has, of course, B6, E, and vitamin E and C, as well as many other nutrients, of course, as well. Olives. There's we get the canned black olives. The ones that come from Greece that are black are probably the real deal, much healthier. But then, aside from the canned black olives, we have the green. We get the green ones that are kind of Spanish ones, and then the Kalamata olives are kind of brown. I think that these nutrients are after the Kalamatas, but anyway, so Kalamatas are olives in general healthy, very very healthy actually, filling, middling price. They are available, especially in glass jars, in most stores over here, United States. Convenient, durable. And they have a ton of copper at 38%, or iron 25%, vitamin E at 15%, fiber at 15%. They also have something called hydroxytyrosol, which helps prevent bone loss, and oleuropein. I think, pretty sure, yeah. So these are all really healthy things, along with the other things in the olive oil I mentioned, oleic acid, and oleocanthal. Olives are, I think, a superfood. It's just that they don't have a ton of different vitamins and minerals. What they have is these, very unique acids. Sorry, I'm just kind of changing positions here. And they are they're probably the main reason why so many Mediterraneans have longer lifespans. Because of those really healthy acids and things, and phytochemicals in the olives. Yeah, no joke. Even in the olive oil. Well, but that's definitely olives. Okay, I have both avocados and olives, not all the time, but definitely have quite a lot of cashews. Well, quite a fair amount. Roasted, salted cashews. Of course, they're very, very filling, buttery, healthy, fairly expensive, of course. Tasty, readily available, very durable, very convenient. You have a serving of cashews that you're going to go for copper that day. So I definitely get enough copper. 98% phosphorus, 34%, manganese 29%, magnesium 28%, zinc 21%. Also have unsaturated fats, quite a lot of them. Okay, pistachios have a similar nutritional profile. I didn't look it up, but yeah. Anyway, pistachios also filling, very healthy. They are expensive, kind of tasty. I think cashews have the edge over pistachios taste-wise, but pistachios are actually pretty good. Readily available, durable, and convenient. Almonds, of course, fairly filling, healthy. There's some questions about oxalates in almonds. So probably not a good idea not to have them like all the time, but sometimes they're good. They're kind of tasty. They have a decent taste. Readily available, very durable, very convenient, and they're kind of middling priced. Almonds have biotin, almost half your daily needs, 49% in one serving. Vitamin E at 40%. Phosphorus at, I think, 16%. Copper at 26%. Manganese at 23%. They also have magnesium and molybdenum. They also have vitamin B2 at 18%. So they're pretty healthy. I'm kind of getting a lot of focus here. Peanuts. Now, I know this is one of those allergy things, right? And they have lectin. So peanuts are, they're not super controversial, but, well, anyway. That's the issue with peanut anyway. I don't really worry about it too much, that stuff. But they are filling, of course, healthy, tasty. Peanuts are everywhere. They're every store you can think of, including convenience stores. So they're very, very available in the United States. Durable, convenient, cheaper, definitely. The cheapest kind of nut you can find. Because legumes in general are pretty cheap, and they're technically a legume, but they're also kind of a nut. Cheaper to at least, most expensive of them, the CB's nuts are really nice, a little bit more middling in price. But so 47% of your copper, manganese 31%. They also have phosphorus, vitamin E, protein, and B1, but they also have B3 at 28%, molybdenum at 24%, folate at 22%, biotin at 21%. Not a bad way to go. So, peanuts and pistachios and cashews make up a fair amount of my caloric intake, I think, per day. Really, they have taken over quite a bit of the calorie load that I think fruit used to take, more or less. Yeah, that's a pretty good way of putting it. Anyway, at least for now. So, walnuts. There's the in-shell type, and then, of course, the walnut pieces. They're out of the shell. I think the in-shell type of walnuts, you crack them open, they're definitely a little tastier than with the pieces out of the shell. Of course, they're less convenient. You have to have a nutcracker. Walnut pieces, of course, they're convenient, middling to fairly expensive, healthy, fairly filling, kind of buttery taste, and very much available everywhere. But omega-3 fats, 113%, awesome. Copper, 53%. Manganese, 44%. Biotin, 19%. Molybdenum, 20%. And there's probably other things too. Walnuts I don't have as often as some of these other guys, but I definitely have some. Also have hazelnuts. I couldn't get the nutrition information, but they're pretty similar. Like the biotin, all that stuff, the minerals. They are definitely less available, and they're expensive, but they're durable and they're also very convenient. But the best hazelnuts I found at, of course, farmers markets, and they're just, pine nuts, similar deal. I just couldn't find their nutritional stuff, but similar kind of deal, lots of minerals. Fairly tasty, very expensive, buttery taste, it's nice. They're very hard to find. I've only found them at PCC natural markets around here. Durable, convenient, kind of filling. I also had it called pinon nuts in the Southwest, so I've had those guys before. The same thing, pine nuts and pinon nuts, whatever. It's just the Southwest name for them. Okay, so sunflower seeds. They're roasted and salted. Of course, decent tasting, healthy, cheap. They are cheap. A little bit filling. They are readily available and very durable. These are kind of off and on thing for me, but vitamin E, 82%, copper, 70%, B1, 43%. They also have B6, magnesium, folate, and B3. Also selenium at 34%, phosphorus at 33%, manganese at 30%. These guys are hard workers in the nutrition arena. And of course, you have pumpkin seeds. Wow. That are, roasted and salted are my favorites. Decent tasting, healthy, cheap. A little bit filling. I think sunflower seeds might be a little bit cheaper, but readily available, of course, durable. 64% of manganese, 57% phosphorus, 48% copper, 45% magnesium, 23% zinc, which is awesome, and some other stuff too. Wait till it gets back in focus. Yeah. I also got these hemp seeds from Whole Foods recently. They're not very filling, but they are decent tasting. You can taste the protein. And they're kind of middling price, kind of. They're just really, really hard to find. They're durable. So I think, hemp seeds are kind of nice little, but they're very, very small. So they're almost like sesame seed size. So, of course, I had to mention this. This is getting into, of course, I mentioned ghee butter. This is one of my few dairy things that's an occasional treat for me. It's very filling, of course. Vanilla ice cream, very tasty. Cheaper to middling price, readily available. Fairly durable, and of course in the freezer, convenient. Not all that unhealthy, really. It's fine in smaller to moderate amounts. I'd say more smaller amounts, but even you could probably, there we go. You could probably overdo it on vanilla ice cream and you'd probably be okay. It has lots of fats. It has vanilla ice cream because it has the fats. It's a little bit different kind of situation than with a lot of other things that are kind of considered desserts. Because of those fats, because of the calcium, because of the dairy. Even whipped cream is basically fat. It doesn't really have much in the way of sugar. So that's not a bad way to go. You can have a little dark chocolate on top of that. Perfect. Okay, sesame oil, avocado oil. This stuff I'll have on occasion, but I'll definitely consume less often. So I know this video, I'll get through this video a little bit quicker than the last one. Because animal foods still are, I think, animal proteins are still kind of... See, the thing is, animal proteins have complete amino acids. They have complete proteins. This is one of the big reasons why we eat meat, as well as dairy for those people that are dairy inclined. I don't do as much dairy, of course. But that's one of the big, there's a lot of debate still about meat and poultry, fish, egg, even. And the general consensus is you need some of it, but you don't need a heck of a lot of it. But if you're doing a lot of weightlifting, it's just, you're gonna need some of that stuff. So, and if you don't get that stuff in weightlifting, you probably need some dairy. And if you're a vegan bodybuilder, I don't know, man. Like, I hope you have your plant proteins very much figured out. I know the type of plant proteins that have the most, have all the complete amino acids. Aside from combining rice and beans, quinoa, buckwheat, and soybeans have complete proteins. So that's something good to know. But of course, soybeans have their issues, I guess, which leaves buckwheat and quinoa, and they're not really that tasty. So I guess they're okay. Anyway, so but yeah, major calorie sources for me: peanuts, cashews, pistachios, in general, because just this point in my life, I think trying to get my blood sugar going down a little bit, trying to get that lower, but it's definitely helping. I still have berries and that sort of thing, which I'll get to all that stuff later. But again, these are the more calorie dense foods: the animal proteins and the avocado, olive, nuts, and seeds. And some of these I'll have more often than not. Like, again, peanuts, cashews, pistachios, probably the big three for me right now. It always changes somewhat. Sometimes sometimes I'll do more seeds. Sometimes I'll do more walnuts, even not as often, but and other stuff like that. Sometimes I'll do guacamole, avocado, a fair amount. But anyway, leave your thoughts or comments below. Catch you guys later. Take care. Bye.